Up on the rack here would be the axles. We're breaking these down. We're going to rebuild them and do the usual axle reseal on it. Typical FJ40 axles, nothing really different here as far as that goes, even though we are dealing with the LX. Pretty standard stuff. Disc brake front end, drum brake rear end. Sandblasting and rebuild will work wonders on this, make them look fantastic. They're pretty greasy and they'll come apart nicely. New axle seals, you know, things of that nature. But they sit here in the booth, they've all been blasted. And again, it's that grayish color that we're seeing. These are backing plates for axles and the rear drums. More parts that have been blasted up and whatnot. You can see that we are working with, these are the hubs that you see actually on the outside of the vehicle in the front axle that says free and lock. And you spin that in order to lock in the hub. Here's the actual hub itself. We will be installing brand new brake rotors. We have those out for comparison. So brand new brake rotors will go on it. These are factory Toyota brake rotors that we have in stock. We blasted up all the studs and things of that nature, taking them right out of the actual hub here. Blasted those up. We have good clean thread on there to work with. We'll be cleaning them out inside and out. We'll just spray them down with brake clean right now so that any water that, or moisture or grease or anything that might be on there is dried right off. So even though we're spraying it with this material, it will not rust. It keeps it good and clean. These again will be rebuilt, brand new seals and gaskets. And you can see that they're in really fine shape. Here are third members, or chuck, or differential, whatever you want to call it. Showing you right now that the differential has been taken all apart, cleaned, and new bearings put in, carrier type bearings over here. The ring and pinion will stay the same. There's no need to replace that. It's in fine shape. But what you're seeing on there is the yellow dye that you put on to make sure that the pinion inside there rides properly or in the center, and also has the proper amount of backlash, play if you want to call it that, between the two gears. So we do that with a number of different gauges, things of that nature here. Putting the gauge here on the differential, and then using the torque wrench to make sure that we have all the torque settings, etc. Pitch black paint, and looks awful good. Goes on nice. Yeah, final paint here. Looks sharp. And real clean. These came out real nice again because of the sandblasting aspect. It's just a very smooth finish overall. Our differentials are all painted up, look sharp, and allow us to, you can see we actually cut a hole in the board to bring the ring part down, so there's a nice slice on the board so they sit flat. So ultimately when he gets that done, it'll look like this down here. These are two completed front disc brakes, and we put in new studs. They stick down this way. This is the back side of the hub, and brand new discs. And Hank flips it over to show you the other side. It's all been completed. So that's a brand new stud. What you're looking at here is the assembly of the axles, and this is I believe the rear axle, and this will allow the suspension to be placed into it. We're putting back the third member that's been rebuilt. Doing the new wiper seals. Obviously the third member's in. Cleanup occurs on the rest of it, and the spindles and the hubs. Backing plates. Axles weight off to the side here to go onto the frame. We can see that the details are nice on this particular axle. All of the zinc plated bolts, flange around the perimeter. It's really good to see we have all the internals going in for all the brake systems, brand new wheel cylinders, shoes. A lot of these levers and things we've had sent out and zinc plated. We've talked about that. And it's just like it came out of the factory. Looks awful sharp. Brand new springs. Awful sharp, especially this rear full floater. The detail on the bolts are excellent. And over here we have the e-brake pivot, which also looks sharp. E-brake in the back.